Welcome to The Creatives, Radio Now's entertainment talk show. My name is Doris Okorie. You'll be listening to us every Friday at 8 p.m. on Radio Now 95.3 FM and also on our other platforms on our website www.thisisradionow.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/thisisradionow, and on YouTube, Radio Now Studio. Today in the studio, I have a guest whose neck literally hurts from all the caps that he wears and a very, very massive ball of talent. I'm super pumped about this one. Let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Wait, let me give you a clue. Psych! Stick around if you want to know. He has literally done it all, from movies to music, commercial content creation, voiceovers, producing, directing, editing, and being a reality star. He's featured in projects such as African Magic's Eve, Bad Boys and Bridesmaids, Sanitation Day, Before Valentine's, Rumor Has It, and many more. He's also a songwriter and producer, and some of his singles include Gone, Bad Chick, Hug My Pillow, and my all-time favorite, the Gary song. You all know I like Gary, right? Yes. He has albums under his belt such as A Weird Mix of Trumpets and Hi-Hat, and most recently, Love and Everything in Between. And finally, he was one of the top 10 housemates on the biggest reality show in Nigeria, Big Brother Naija Season 4, Pepper Dem Gang edition. Welcome, Elozonam. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 things I'll take from you.
Wow.
Glasses, neck piece, rings, bracelet, shoes.
Just carry everything.
No, I can't. This one is too tight. Is it stretchy? Stretch? Wait, it's stretchy.
Hey, Jesus.
Stretchy. Also the jacket. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get right into this interview. So, Elozonam, you do a lot in the entertainment space. Movies, music, producing, directing, voiceovers, commercials, especially creating the content for the commercials.
Yeah.
Which one came first?
Music.
Okay.
Producing music actually came first in my teens, actually. And that's when I started my entire creative journey. But like as time went on and as the need to feed exactly arose and the way, media evolved, I figured it was more lucrative to actually start producing videos. But music was my first love. Still is. Okay. But, videos pay the bills.
You also edit. How do you juggle acting and editing and produce? How do you juggle everything?
I try not to do so much at the same time.
Okay.
Planning is very, very important. So if I know that, okay, maybe in the month of March or like maybe 2 weeks in March, I'm supposed to be on set, I don't take work that would require so much of my attention, like post-producing and editing and filming and everything. So I have to plan. So if a client approaches me and says, oh, hey, we need this campaign to run on XYZ day and it clashes with something I'm already doing, I either tell them this is what the situation is or I decline.
Okay.
So I try not to do so much at the same time because, you're only one person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you made mention of plan, right? And my next question is, as a multiple hat wearer, like I always say, because you do a lot in the industry, how do you start your day on a regular day?
Gym.
So you wake up in the morning.
First thing, I hit the gym. It helps my mental states. It helps my physical states.
Okay.
I'm energized for the day, but so the first thing is gym.
That's the first thing. Then afterwards, what else?
Afterwards, it depends on what I have to do for the day.
Okay.
If I have to be on set, and depending on when I have to be on set, then I go to set. If I have to work at home, then I work at home. But like if there are some days where I have to be called to set very early, so I skip gym and then I go to set.
Okay.
But otherwise, if time allows, I go to the gym and then whatever I have to do for the rest of the day would be done. Like today, and I went to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, most times, especially for your commercial content creation, you usually not necessarily write the script, but you're involved in the process.
Yes.
Then you film, then you edit, then you do the sound. Why do you take on doing the entire process yourself?
Because nobody can create like you.
Okay.
Everybody has their own creative signature, and I know for a fact that my strength is in execution. I may not necessarily write the script. I might come up with the ideas, or I might have some ideas. I give it to my script writer and say, yeah, this is what I'm looking at for this campaign or for this video. He writes a script, and the good thing is I want the same wavelength, so I automatically understand what he's trying to do. And then my strength is producing it. That's where I kill it. So from production to post-production, especially post-production, I get heavily involved because I don't think anybody else like can create the way I create, just the same way I can't create like everybody else. There's sometimes I'm like, okay, you know what? Just for a different perspective, let me give it somebody else to post produce. I will supervise, and they just do what they want to do. Who knows what I might get?
Right.
So I'm always very open to like different workflows, but I like to do the post production myself, especially when I have a vision for it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the reason why you would rather than going back and forth with somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's touch on your music for a bit. Your type of music is quite unique because I mean, come on, Gary song, shook. Like, how would you describe your genre?
Pop music with a touch of Afrobeat
and crazy.
And crazy. And crazy. That's the secret sauce, you know. That's the
like,
element. And crazy. So yeah, okay. I mean, my music evolved from time because first of all, I mean, when I was much younger, I was all about making like foreign music, like R&B, pop, the way Americans would make it. And then Nigerian music started growing and started having its own signature, and Nigerian music is very interesting for me. So I figured, okay, you know what? I'm Nigerian, right? And we have a certain type of groove when it comes to making music. You have to dance. Even if the song is slow, you have to dance. It will make you move. So I'm like, let me adopt that technique into my music and just make it more relatable to Nigerians, right? But still be very different. And that's the thought process when I'm making my beats. That's how I flow, and then it happens.
And then the craziness becomes, the content.
Wait, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Gary.
Right.
You get.
That's one of my favorite songs, by the way. Okay, so on to my next question, yeah? Before you became Elozonam, the brand, I mean, I'm sure when you were walking up the stairs, we're like, Elozonam, big brother. I'm not saying things are easy, but things are easier right now. But before you became Elozonam, the brand, what were your challenges when you started as a content creator?
Man, I think the number one challenge for me was the fact that my content was not that relatable to Nigerians.
Okay.
So I'd hear, you shouldn't be here, you should be in America, your content is, your humor is too up there for typical Nigerian. Like, it was a lot. So, and you'd tell from the level of engagement I was getting. They would post it on blogs and everything, but it's only the people who are highly intellectual that get it. Exactly. And that's not the mass market you get.
Right.
Nigerians like to just watch the content and not think too much about it, and just have a good laugh, right? Yeah. But that's not what I do. You don't have to laugh every time. You can be shocked, you can be sad, you can be happy, you can be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be funny every time, and that was the major challenge I actually had when I started.
Right.
So again, it's the same way I started with music. I had to get the lay of the land, look at what people are reacting to, and then make my content with relatability in mind, and still keep it nerdy because that's who I am, to be honest.
Yeah.
High production values, something cool, something like, this is actually pretty cool. But like the typical Nigerian would be like, I get this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So your first album, The Weird Mix of Trumpets and Hi-Hats. In fact, the name of the album, Steph, I'm just like,
look.
Heady. What inspired that body of work?
So typically, like, my favorite pastime is just to make music. So I was just making music, and then I'm like, you know what? I have like a bunch of songs that actually work. So it's everything from heartbreak to romance to just crazy.
Right.
Do you get? So there's something for everybody. That they're like, there's a heartbreak song. There's some silly songs. The Gary song. There's a voting song. There's a Valentine song. Everything is just, that entire album was cruise.
Right.
I was just having a great time. That was what I was doing.
And you showed. You did show. Okay, so my next question is: aside being a singer, you also do movies. What would you say is your favorite genre?
Horror.
That's your favorite.
That's my favorite genre to watch and to create. Horror, like, there's something about horror, like, I don't know.
But you haven't done horror though.
I haven't done horror for somebody else. As for movies, for my own short films, content. I do that. Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if you're looking, if there was ever a chance for you to pick your next project, something that would be super challenging, would it be horror for you?
Super challenging, it won't be horror.
Okay, what would it be?
If it's going to be challenging, it has to be a drama piece.
Okay.
that would take me out of my usual self. A complete transformation. Do you get?
Okay.
Something that would be very, very difficult for me to play, and with proper direction from the director, I'd play it. Think like a let's say Christian Bale with gore. Something that takes you out of your natural self. That when you see this person, it would take you a long time for you to click that it's this person. Kind of like how Chidimokeme played his character in Shantytown, right? It took me a while before I was like, wait, I know this guy. And someone was like, this is Chidimokeme. I'm like, what? Because of the fact that he played his character so well, I didn't recognize him right off the bat.
Oh, wow.
So that is a role that, or those are types of roles that most actors would like to play.
Yeah.
Stuff that challenges them as actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know your signature look though, from a mile away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I would have to, like, if I really want to actually jump into acting like the way, I would like to, I would have to be open to changing my look.
Yes.
Cutting my hair. Oh, my hair.
Your hair. Like, that's, Fido! Okay, let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Elozonam, now to your latest album, which is Love and Everything in Between. What inspired that album? Are you in love?
So,
no?
Love and Everything in Between, that album was inspired by experiences that I've garnered over time. So obviously there's a heartbreak song again.
Right.
There's a love song. Insane is a love song. Do You Want to Hang is a story of heartbreak. And then there's the Nigerian situation, which is shook.
Right.
I mean, everybody's shook right now. Like
right.
Everybody's shook right now. Like it's a typical Nigerian situation. And so like again, it's the same formula. I wanted to create something that, there's something for everybody.
For everyone.
If you're going through heartbreak, you'd be like, I get the song. If you're in love, I can get the song. Then every Nigerian can relate to shook, because that's what we're going through right now, you know. And there's the typical humorous tracks like "We're All Mad" because we're all mad.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody in Nigeria is. I'm sorry, we're all mad. Please, So when I'm working on music, I like to put in different things that different people can relate to at different points in time. You can be in love today and be heartbroken tomorrow. You still find something in the album.
And you could have just fought in traffic, so you're just like playing well all mad.
Do you get? So
right.
it's like and I'm always trying to have a good time, and I'm putting elements that you don't see coming in music. So it's the same with my content. My visual content it's the same formula that I use for my music as well.
Okay. I don't know if you know this, and even if you know this, you might be, I'm too humble to admit it. But you're one of the biggest housemates to come out of the Big Brother Nigeria reality show. Yeah, you are one of the biggest. I'm not saying that because you're here, but it's just what it is. Seeing that you have stayed relevant. So what would you say is one element that has, kept you successful?
I think it's the thing I have done that has got me to where I am today is the fact that I stayed. I went in with a plan and I executed the plan consistently. So it's consistency.
Okay.
Right. So and then they need to do something different. I mean, everybody's creating content, right? And everybody should. I mean, if that's the kind of thing you like, but like, how do you set yourself apart from everybody else? That's the question. When I want to create, that's what I ask myself. So how are we going to do this differently? How are you going to put yourself in a place that if you want this guy's content, you can only find it here?
Right.
And that's actually it.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. So earlier we had talked about challenges you faced before you became Elozonam the brand. Now that you are Elozonam the brand, there is no way you still not face challenges because you're in Nigeria. So what challenges do you face currently, even as an established brand?
So when you get to a certain point, the pressure even becomes more.
Oh.
Because everybody has seen that you do these types of content, right? They've seen it. You keep doing it, they've seen it. Okay, so what next?
Right.
How do you elevate from there? And there are ideas you can have ideas, but at some point you run out of ideas, right? And so that's the struggle, to keep pushing the boundaries, right? To keep, reinventing yourself. That's why I try not to do the same things over and over again. If I do, like, maybe if I'm creating a set of videos, I'll move on from it. People are like, oh, where's this? I don't want you to get tired. because there's only so much I can do to actually like to really kill it, you know. So you have to keep fleshing out all the ideas you have in your head and keep reinventing yourself. That's the challenge.
Okay, so you wear a lot of hats, right? We've said that before with everything that you dip your fingers into in the industry. Which of these things would you say is the most profitable to you, and why?
Shoes and commercials.
That's where the money resides?
That's where the money is, man.
Okay.
So I've been able to put myself in front and behind the camera. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the pieces I create, I direct them, right? So I'm always in front. So I'm building a physical brand as well as a production brand.
Okay.
Because so it's the most. So if you ask anybody, any producer, the money is behind the camera.
True.
The one, if you're in front of the camera and behind, you being in front is just Jara.
Right.
You're building yourself as a personal brand because tomorrow they can call you to do something that you're not producing. So it's like you're giving yourself a lot more room to play in.
Okay.
Exactly. So a lot more room to play in. They will give you money for production. They'll still pay you as an influencer. Do you get?
Right.
So it's video creation. Music will take your money. That's true. At the beginning, music will take a lot of your money. A lot of it before it starts to give back. But when you're shooting content for brands, that's
quick,
instant because they have to pay you to create. You know, so yeah, that's basically video creation is the cash cow.
Commercials is the cash cow of video creation. I need a pen
to jot things down and take it away.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so what advice can you give to creatives that want to come in or that are just starting out?
I think most creatives that want to come in or are just starting out should actually follow a lot of really good content creators, the really good ones, the people that they look up to, the people that inspire them. They should follow them and make a mental note of what these guys do, how often they post, what kind of content they create, and not just in Nigeria. You have to expand your horizon. Follow the Asian guys. The Asian guys are doing amazing things.
Right.
So you follow the Asian guys, follow the Americans, follow the English, follow a plethora of people who are actually doing great work. That would give you a huge pool of ideas to play in. Because if you only follow Nigerian content creators, you do it like them, and you just become another skit maker. You want to be able to set yourself apart from everybody else, and that should be the question at the back of your mind every time as a creator. How should I do this differently? How will I be different? That is it, and then be consistent.
Okay, so because I know that Elozonam is a nerd and is bookie. What is or are your philosophies in life?
I have the main one I live by is live free and die young at heart. I'm a child at heart, right? I enjoy watching cartoons. I get a lot of ideas of cartoons, and I find out that cartoons tell most of the time better stories than actual live action. They're very good storytellers. So there's a lot to learn. So I like to play. Playing keeps your energy pure, keeps you happy. That's the thing. So when you play, it's good for your mental health. So I always I always tell people, just, be free, play, watch cartoons, do childish things, play with kids. If you have kids around you, play with them. It keeps you pure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, Elozonam, there's always something coming from you. Every day, there's always content. What should we be expecting from Elozonam?
So, I'm currently working on an Instagram series.
Okay.
It's a different thing from what I used to do from Back from the Future, even though I'm still bringing Back from the Future back. I'm working on an Instagram series that should be nice as a rom-com.
Okay.
And it features Lina Idoko. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a Nigerian actress. And that should be very exciting because I'm trying to do things, again, extremely differently. Very, very different. So, yeah, you guys should. That's the next project that I'm working on.
So look out for that. Of course, I don't need to, it's Elozonam. So just follow Elozonam at your handle,
at
please.
Elozonam on all platforms. Elozonam1 on Twitter, Elozonam on Instagram, Elozonam1 on TikTok.
Okay.
Elozonam on Facebook.
Okay, thank you so much, Elozonam, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So that was another exciting episode of The Creatives, the entertainment show that brings you all the creatives and how they make the magic you see, hear, and feel. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot like I did. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, please contact us on our social media platforms at RadioNow 953 FM with hashtag The Creatives. So from me, Doris Okore, and the entire Creatives team, I'll see you next week with another exciting guest. Ciao!